Probably should have done this earlier, but I wanted to cover past tense from Star Trek Deep Space Nine in time for when doing they were doing a lot of stuff was going on last week with protesting and stuff. I don't know if they, yeah, no one really treated Cisco like as if he was like a terrible person, like with protests. There's a lot of stuff going on there. 2024, lack of medical insurance, lack of care, lack of people caring what they do, food rations because of the coronavirus, blacking out of so much, protests, sanctuary cities. They use the term sanctuary cities, I think, or whatever they call it. Gimmies, people who need jobs, ghosts, all this terminology, not having enough jobs. I like the end where it's like the guy is not sympathetic the whole time, and then when he almost dies, he's like, "That could have been me." And you have to bring people from the enemy to your side, which I think is always the message about Star Trek. The ideals of Gene Roddenberry. But yeah, I didn't see that much of it in Final Conflict. Not sure about Andromeda. I forgot that Bull dies, and Bull dies in a pretty ridiculous way. For sure, forgot he got captured. It's brutal. They had a guy who was like representative of the common man, and they shot him too. Like certain leaders. Yeah, like police brutality, police fascism. But it's done with like phasers and like it's like 90s sci-fi special effects stuff. It's pretty brutal. Some of the fight scene, even though it's done Star Trek 80, so it's like a little bit toned down. Love to see it like that. It's basically the premise of Insurrection, which is done by Deep Space Nine people, and a lot of stuff is done that way. I watched Insurrection when I grew up. I always thought it was alright. I never hated it. A little bit sexual, but like I don't know. I thought it was enjoyable. It's not as hated as it was now. I didn't really talk to many Trekkies though. If the Bork had done something like this, it would have been very interesting. Cisco chooses to pick a guy. Just a lot influencing. The temporal police probably should have said something about it. So, he chooses the common guy who gets killed, the ghost guy, the violent guy gets killed. The hostages almost got killed. It's like this African American lady who's trying to give jobs, but like there are none to give. So this kind of like it's like spread throughout the like diversity, but there's also like a bad situation or a lack of care, lack of apathy towards the common man, towards saving everybody in the world. I sort of didn't see the need for Dax to be there. I find it. Oh, the funny thing about O'Brien versus Temporal Police, by the way, for most, I think O'Brien would win. So he's like, oh, I'll just he has all these time particles around. I'll just figure out just those 10 places I've narrowed it down to. It's pretty easy to narrow down. It's nowhere near that easy in real life. Can't be. I would imagine. Temporal signatures. Someone on my Discord said past tense is basically 2024, 2020. What's happening in America now? Uh, People with mental illness um, is not being treated. Um, and they didn't achieve high um, started developing very effective, which still had a lot of side effects, mental illness medicine until the 1970s, which you can probably study in every basic psychology 101 class. After like the 1968 stuff going on, like Nixon and the war on drugs and civil rights movement, X-Men. Picard will be very interesting in that kind of episode. Or Patrick Stewart. Probably wouldn't they want to do X-Men stuff with him. I forgot. I almost mixed this with Among the Stars or whatever it's called, because I always thought those were the same two episodes because they're like sort of the same idea but different scenarios. Which was more organized, but I just had to do something before I totally forgot about doing a past tense review or thoughts before it became way too late. Or thoughts like I'm described.